All right, speaking of old, these MVP markets are getting old for me. So for those who don't know, I did have a ticket on Caleb Martin to win Eastern Conference Finals MVP at 40-1. He missed it by 1 vote. 5 voted for Jimmy Butler, 4 voted for Caleb Martin. I can go to my grave knowing that it was the right bet to make, even though Caleb Martin did not end up winning it. You see the results there. We don't have to get into the minutia of this and everything that happened. My overall point here is this. I think there was really no doubt that Caleb Martin was the most valuable player. He was the most consistent. He shot 60% from the floor, over 40% from 3, averaged over 20 points a game, scored 26 in a closeout, none of that coming in garbage time, a lot of that coming in the key moments of the game, especially when Boston had cut it down to 7 multiple times. So I'm bringing this up because I am going to find it, after being jilted like this, Kelley, I am going to find it now extremely hard to bet into this market at all. Because you tell me how it's not going to be Nikola Jokic or Jimmy Butler winning this award.
I don't really know that I can. It's
you know what I mean. Like I feel like if there was a time for a role player to win that award, that was Caleb Martin through and through, and he still couldn't get it. So what am I supposed to do with this? Here's the problem,
JVT, is we've only got I don't know if we're voting on these differently, but we only have 2 years, obviously, a sample size with those conference finals.
But it's still an award
MVPs.
market. We see it all the time.
It's still an award market. But do you know how many people vote on the finals MVP?
I think it's 9 again, isn't it?
I thought it was more than that.
Okay, could be wrong.
But maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. All I know is it still feels like we have very much. All I've seen so far with conference finals MVPs is star players. At least we've seen in the past guys like Andre Iguodala and some guys win a finals MVP where maybe you might have some outside hope for one of these longer shots getting there. But John, I don't really think you're betting any of these guys anyways.
It does expand, but only by 2 votes.
By 2?
So it's 11 for the NBA Finals as opposed to 9.
You were so off, jeez.
Yeah, right. It got to be true. It got to be true to our.
I mean, could it be Jamal Murray? Yeah, but he'd be the only other only other guy I'd consider. But even that, I think you're talking about Nikola Jokic like needing to miss a game or something.
And here's the thing: this is what's the old school line that keep pulling me back in. When I see Jamal Murray at 20-1,
right?
Like the probability of him winning that award is higher than 20-1. But it's going to be another one of those scenarios where I'm like, I knew it, I lost it, but I was right. Like, and I don't know if you can really do that. Or at least I can't put myself through that again. I can't put myself through watching Alonzo Mourning wink at Jimmy Butler before he hands him the trophy. I can't do it.
So everybody should listen to exactly what we're talking about because, yes, I do believe that in 1 out of every 20 times this series is played, Jamal Murray probably is the finals MVP at least once. So it makes it worth a bet. But I'm not betting it based off of everything you just said.
Yeah, in other news, too, like you said, all these other names, Bam Adebayo, no thank you.
Nope.
Caleb Martin, no thank you. Tyler Hero, we don't even know when he's going to play. Nope. Now, that is another thing we should hit on very quickly. Tyler Hero, if this gets extended to 7 games, if you tell me today that there's 7 games played, the probability of Tyler Hero playing, of course, is a lot higher than it is right now. We just don't know when that is. The Heat are doing everything possible to tell us that, he's ramping up his workouts, whatever. We see this from Chris Haynes.
Yep.
Game 3 being the likely target. You could say that. That's fine. Windhorst and Bontemps and others had a report on their podcast after Game 7 for the Eastern Conference Finals that made it seem that Game 3 wasn't even a thought. Okay. So it just depends on where you get your information from.
I think that they are... look, I think we don't see him until it probably becomes desperation for the Miami Heat, and maybe he's in at the end of the series.
And here's the sneaky thing. I don't know if you agree with this. I'm not trying to be hot take guy. I don't know if that's a positive.
Oh, if
he helps them offensively.
I completely agree. I'm talking,
but he's another target to go after defensively.
Yeah, all I'm saying is when they're desperately down 3-0 or 3-1 or something like that, if that's the situation, and and they haven't been making any threes, then fine, you got to throw Hero in there a bit.
Because part of the success that Miami has had is it's a bunch of gritty dudes who are just playing sound defense that know when to switch, know when to communicate, know what to do. Tyler Hero's not a great defender.
Yeah.
And if he's not giving you something scoring-wise, then he's a negative on the floor on that end.
Low-key, real quick, let's just have a conversation between me and you because I know we've been hating on the Heat.
Just us girls?
Yeah, just us girls. Gabe Vincent, Like, oh my gosh, he's quickly becoming like one of my all-time favorite players.
He's great.
Yeah,
It's
just so fun.
Heat culture all over again, man.
Heat culture. It's just so fun.
They get them, they develop them, and they become fantastic players. All right, from here, as we discussed again, I just find it hard to really make the case. You can get cute. You know, I say this all the time with like Super Bowl MVP stuff. Go ahead and play that edge rusher at 150 to 1. You know, and think of scenarios that it can get it home. It's probably not going to happen.
It's injuries, man. Like they have to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you could make a case for looking further down the board on the Miami side if you think stronger than me and JVT that Jimmy Butler's actually more injured than he's letting on. Maybe you're onto something there, right. But I'm not rolling the dice.
But if you're going down that path, then the probability of the Heat winning the series at all
is very low. Good point. Yeah.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.